Hi, I'm Morgan, Miss Mojangles, and I'm here to show you how easy it is to start hooping on your waist. So, the first thing you need is your adult size hula hoop. Next, you're going to swing the hoop around your waist, but you're not going to try to hula hoop yet. Just watch. Go ahead and let it hit the floor. We just learned a couple of things. We learned A, that the hoop's going to fall sometimes, really not a big deal, and B, we learned which direction you hoop. Now, I hoop to the left, meaning that my right hand pushes the hoop into my stomach. You might hoop the opposite way. You might hoop to the right, meaning your left hand is doing all the work. Whichever way you decide to hoop, there's no right or wrong way, but I'm going to demonstrate to the left. So, because I hoop to the left, my right foot is going to step in front of my left. I'm taking a forward stance, like so. If you hoop to the right, put your left foot in front. Now that my right foot's in front, I'm going to make sure the hoop is nice and high. So I don't want to start with the hoop dipped down. I want it nice and flat, like it's resting on a tabletop. Next, when I send the hoop, instead of thinking about creating a swirling motion like you see a lot of kids do and a lot of beginners do, you want to think about just gently pushing the hoop forwards and backwards. So we're not going around, we're just going to go forward and back. And the last thing you want to think about is taking your pelvic bone and tucking it under. So just like we learn in yoga and Pilates about tucking your core, that's going to help keep the hoop up. All right, so hoop is high on your waist, nice and flat. We're going to send it and we're going to start moving forward and back. And move a little faster than you think you have to at first. Here goes. So right now I'm moving forwards and backwards with my hips tucked under. Here it is from the side. Here it is from the back. And from the side. Now if it looks like I'm not moving that much, that's just because I've been doing this a really long time. But I'm going to exaggerate for you so you can see what's happening. Forward, back, like this. Once you have that, you can try to do a side-to-side motion, which looks like this. Put your feet one beside the other, a little wider than hip width apart, and instead of rocking forward and back now, you're going to rock side to side. Same motion with the hoop, start it nice and high, send it around, side to side. This one's kind of fun, kind of dancey. From the side. Okay, so let's say that you've got the hoop going and you're like, yes, it's going, but then suddenly it starts to fall and you're looking at it like, why is this falling? And next thing you know, your knees are like this and you feel defeated. Well, it probably fell because you got so excited you started looking down, and by looking down you changed your posture and your booty started sticking out. This is a little tip for the future. Whenever you stick your booty out when you're hooping, that's what actually tells the hoop to go down. So if you do it by accident, that might be sending the hoop down. So make sure to keep your pelvic bone tucked under, just like that. Keep a nice stance and remember, gently forward and back. If you do look down, just look down with your chin, not your whole body. Another problem that people run into is that their hoop starts hooping at an angle. So the rule of thumb is whichever way the hoop is angled down, that's the way that you want to put more energy into to reset it straight. Let me show you what I mean. So right now, my hoop is angled down in the front. That means I'm pushing harder when I'm pushing back than when I'm pushing forward. So to fix it, I've got to push forward a little harder so it's nice and flat. One of the greatest joys in hooping is to be able to move around freely and dance inside your hula hoop. So in order to move inside your hoop, first you need to determine which way your hoop is spinning. We talked about this earlier. I hoop to the left, maybe you hoop to the right. But since I hoop to the left, I need to make sure that I'm always turning to the left. You want to always go with the direction of the hula hoop as you're turning. Watch what happens if I turn to the right. You see how it seemed like the hoop was moving faster and fell to the ground? That's because I was turning into the direction of the hoop and not with it. So you always want to make sure you turn in the direction of your hula hoop. Now, here's how to turn when you're first learning. I like to keep my left leg planted because I'm hooping to the left. I like to use my right leg to tap around, doing a little pivot, little Shakira hip to the left. With every tap of my right foot, I'm pushing forward. So forward, 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 forward. That is what's keeping the hoop staying up as I'm turning. Once you get more comfortable with that pivot, you can try to walk, making sure that every time you step forward, you're pushing forward. Step, step, forward, forward. Watch my core. Forward, 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 forward. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you start hoop dancing. Because if you can walk, you can dance. Whew, what a workout. Now, hooping is a lot of fun, but it is also a workout on your body. So you guys have to promise me something right now, that when you hoop to the left or you hoop to the right, you also spend a little bit of time hooping in your opposite current. And let me tell you, this is not easy no matter how many years you've been hula hooping, but you need to start getting into the habit right now because that is what's going to prevent injury and to make you more dynamic of a hula hooper. This is my right current. I've been practicing a little bit. Can you tell? That's better. So now you're hula hooping. Congratulations! But do you look like this? Or do you look like this? This is what we call T-Rex arms, and it is the sure sign of a brand new hooper. So start getting in the habit now of moving your hands. They could dance, they can go on your head, they can be reading a book, checking your Instagram, whatever you want to do, but keep those hands busy because this is not a habit you want to get into unless you're a dinosaur. No judgment if you are. Cool. Once again, my name is Morgan, aka Miss Mojangles, and I'm so happy that you just spent this time with me learning how to waist hoop. Check back for more beginner tutorials and happy hooping. Bye!